What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 9 coming to you with another video game review. And in this review, I'm going to talk about the game WWF War Zone, which was released for the Nintendo 64 and PlayStation by Acclaim Entertainment and Iguana West, and for the Game Boy Advance by Acclaim Entertainment and Probe Entertainment. Now, this particular game, like the majority of the wrestling games that came out for the Nintendo 64 and PlayStation, did not have a specific plot to it or story mode or anything like that and everything. So there is nothing in that regard, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm only going to be talking about the Nintendo 64 and PlayStation versions of Warzone, mainly because the Game Boy version don't have the Create a Wrestler mode, and some of the wrestlers that's in the Nintendo 64 and PlayStation version, like Bret Hart and not Mankind, but Cactus Jack and Dude Love are not in the Game Boy version, you know. Now, when it comes to the roster itself for the PlayStation and Nintendo 64 versions, you find pretty much like Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Farouk, Mankind, Ahmed Johnson, The Rock, who was known by Rocky Maivia at this time, Goldust, Triple H, Undertaker, Ken Shamrock, Kane, the Headbangers, who consist of Thrasher and Marsh, the British Bulldog, and Shawn Michaels. Now, it is worth noting that you can unlock Dude Love and Cactus Jack by playing through some of the modes and stuff like that, along with 3 fictional wrestlers and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Now, another thing worth noting is that the factions, the Hart Foundation, DX, and the Nation of Domination don't have all their members in them, like, respectively, you know what I'm saying, if you remember those 3 factions and everything. And another thing worth noting is that it seemed like a lot of the wrestling games that was released for the Nintendo 64 and PlayStation, you did a button combination for the finishers of each wrestler and everything. Of course, based on the position of the opponent and stuff like that. Like, for example, with Bret Hart and Owen Hart, your opponent need to be on the ground before you do the button combination for the sharpshooter, which is a finisher both of them did, of course. You know what I'm saying? Now, the menu has start game, training, create wrestler, options, high score, and biographies. And with start game, it has challenge versus tag team, cage and weapons. Now, pretty much before you go into one of the modes, you can pick 1 player, 2 player, 3 player, or 4 player and everything. I think the only exception would be the challenge mode and everything. Now, with the challenge mode, you essentially compete against the other wrestlers to win different championships within the WWF, whether it's the WWF Championship or the Intercontinental Championship. Now, in versus, you face off against a computer opponent or another player, which will also include like a triple threat and a fatal 4-way and stuff like that. And with tag teams, of course you put 2 tag teams against each other in the match, and you could have up to 4 players and stuff like that. Now, in the cage match, the only way you have to win is by escaping. And the weapons match is essentially a hardcore match. You know what I'm saying? Allowing you use weapons, of course. Now, training is essentially the tutorial mode, which allows you to get used to the controls from a general standpoint. And with the create wrestler mode, of course, like other creative wrestling modes, it allows you to pick an outfit, movesets, music, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Plus, you can also make changes in the options like the volume, music volume, the difficulty in the autosave, and things like that. Now, with the high score, it's pretty much shows you your record for the wrestlers that you use. It had stuff like a win-loss record for the computer, win-loss records for yourself, win streak, fastest win, the number of belts you won, squash matches, and stuff like that. Again, it's for each of the wrestlers that you use and all that. Now, biography just shows you the name, height, weight, hometown, the finisher of the wrestler, and whether that wrestler is a babyface or a heel and stuff like that. And this is like pretty much everybody on the roster, pretty much. And the created wrestler, I'm assuming it's not included in that and stuff. Now, the graphics and design are pretty decent, even though they don't live up to this day's standards of graphics and design and stuff like that. And the controls and gameplay are pretty good, but I feel that the button combination for the finishers are essentially unnecessary. I'm just glad that was scrapped at some point after this game was released. Now, the soundtrack is pretty good, and I do like the fact that all the wrestlers on the roster got their actual theme music, you know what I'm saying? And as far as the commentary is clear, you know what I'm saying? You can hear what they're saying, but they repeated a lot of their lines a lot more so than today, you know what I'm saying? And to me, WWF War Zone for the Nintendo 64 and PlayStation are pretty good. It's a pretty good game, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely recommend it to any like gamer who owns a Nintendo 64 or PlayStation and all that. Now, as far as the score, I definitely give it an 8 out of 10, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the button combination for the finishers are necessary, of course, by today's standards, and the graphics isn't necessarily aged as well, but it's pretty good for the time and stuff like that. Now, with that being said, you can make your comments known in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Just sound off about which version of WWF War Zone that you like, whether it's the N64 version or the PlayStation version, or even the Game Boy version if you prefer that one, you know what I'm saying? And if you like this video, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. This is your boy Big Metro Fan 9 signing off.